As you slip into the warm hush of late evening, let's take a long, quiet ride together. Not through loud streets or action-packed chaos, but through something much gentler. A contemplative journey across digital highways with Traffic Rider, a mobile experience developed by SK Games. There's a peculiar stillness in games like this, a rhythm not born of loud explosions or dramatic stakes, but of motion, light, sound, and the subtle tension of passing just a little too close to the rearview mirror of a van as dawn's light bends across your screen. Traffic Rider is a first-person motorcycle endless runner, but to describe it only like that would be doing it a disservice. Released in 2015, this game somehow continues to feel alive, its roadways stretching endlessly across smooth urban avenues, desert expanses, snowy towns, and highways soaked in the golden hour. It doesn't shout for your attention. It doesn't need to. It offers a soft, almost meditative thrill, the kind that invites your focus into its center without demanding it. And there's a quiet beauty in that. When you begin, you're met with something rare in many mobile arcade games, a structured career mode. This alone separates Traffic Rider from its cousins in the endless genre. There's purpose behind the speed, missions, time checkpoints, specific goals that gently nudge you forward like a breeze curling around your helmet. With each completed task, you earn in-game currency, allowing you to unlock and upgrade a broad variety of motorcycles, each lovingly rendered in surprising detail. From modest starter bikes to roaring sport machines, there's a careful attention to realism here. A clear love for motorbikes and the culture surrounding them. And then there's the first-person perspective. It changes everything. You don't feel like you're controlling a character from afar. You feel like you're there. Engine rumbling between your knees, mirrors twitching at the edges of your peripheral vision, the handlebars tilting as your fingers subtly guide the ride. The speed becomes more than a number on the screen. It becomes sensation. As traffic slips by, buses, taxis, slow-moving delivery vans, there's a closeness that borders on intimacy. Every overtake feels earned. Every near miss feels like a heartbeat held just a moment longer. Visually, it's striking, not in a photorealistic, next-gen sense, but in how it frames motion and light. Roads are bathed in shifting tones depending on the time of day. In the early morning, fog kisses, the pavement in low wisps. At sunset, the sky turns to fire, reflecting off car roofs and casting shadows that stretch like memories. Even at night, when headlights cut through the dark like knives, there's a kind of moody stillness that makes you want to lean back and simply observe. The sound design, too, has a calming richness that contrasts the game's core idea of speed. Motorbike engines have distinct timbres, from the hollow growl of a cruiser to the high-pitched scream of a sport bike at full throttle. It's not overdone. There's no booming soundtrack trying to pump your adrenaline. Instead, the game trusts the ambient rhythm of motion, the subtle whoosh of passing cars, the whir of wheels, the echo of tunnels, to set the tone. It's like driving with your visor open on a warm evening, the world flowing past your ears in quiet waves. Control-wise, Traffic Rider feels responsive but never twitchy. You tilt your phone to steer, a choice that aligns beautifully with the immersive illusion the game is trying to maintain. It feels natural, like leaning into turns, like swaying with momentum. Acceleration and braking are smooth, giving you enough nuance to play with timing, weaving between vehicles, dancing on the edge of recklessness without tipping into chaos. Now, about progression and monetization, two areas where mobile games often lose their soul. Here, Traffic Rider strikes a delicate balance. The career mode stretches out generously, offering dozens upon dozens of missions across different environments. While the game does employ a dual currency system, cash and gold, It doesn't choke your enjoyment with aggressive monetization. You can progress without paying, though at times the grind may encourage you to consider premium currency for faster upgrades or unlocking high-end bikes. But unlike many games in this genre, it doesn't make you feel like you're being punished for playing free. It's more like a soft nudge than a hard wall. There are no energy timers, no forced ad intermissions between every run. Ads are optional, mostly for doubling rewards or quick boosts. It respects your time, and that, in a genre flooded with noise, feels like a whisper of genuine design philosophy. A quiet highlight of Traffic Rider is how it manages to tell a visual story with its environments. You begin in simple cityscapes, but as the missions progress, you'll find yourself riding through snow-dusted highways, rain-slicked roads, desert vistas, and misty mountain passes. These transitions are subtle, but they carry emotional weight. There's something quietly powerful about watching the environment change as you improve. It mirrors the inner journey, your growing skill, your comfort with the road, the sense that you're moving not just faster, but deeper into a kind of mechanical meditation. One can't help but notice how the game fosters flow. You enter a run, and time dilates. Minutes pass like seconds. The world reduces itself to movement and timing, to the space between cars, to the angle of a lean. It's not just reflexes, it's rhythm. It's your own internal pace synchronizing with the game's digital highways. And when you finally hit a mission goal or execute a perfect high-speed run without collision, the satisfaction doesn't shout. It hums. A warmth in the chest. A subtle smile. No fireworks. Just the road continuing ahead, waiting. As you unlock more bikes, you begin to notice the nuances between them. Heavier bikes take wider turns. Some have more aggressive acceleration. Others coast like gliders, and all of them can be visually customized with paint and upgrades, giving the sense that your ride, your experience, is slowly being shaped by your preferences and style. The customization options aren't overwhelming, but they're just enough to let you make the game feel quietly personal. There's no narrative per se, no character backstory or dramatic stakes, and oddly, that absence becomes a strength. It leaves space. Space for you to project your own quiet stories. Maybe you're racing toward an unseen destination. Maybe you're escaping. Maybe you're just riding to ride. In a world where mobile games often bombard you with context and lore, Traffic Rider lets you breathe. In the background of all this is a clear sense of polish. The UI is sleek, minimal, intuitive. Everything is where it should be. Menus are clean. Navigation feels effortless. From bike stats to mission lists, every screen is designed not just for function, but for clarity. Even on older devices, the performance remains smooth and load times are barely noticeable. There's a feeling of care in the way it all flows, like someone designed this not just to be played, but to be experienced. Traffic Rider doesn't reinvent mobile gaming. It doesn't need to. What it offers is a rare kind of stillness within motion, a soothing experience wrapped in speed. It's a game that respects your time, your attention, and your senses. You can dip in for a 5-minute ride or sink in for an hour of late-night drifting. And no matter how long you stay, it feels like slipping into a calm, unbroken road that stretches far beyond the edges of your screen. There's an intimacy in its silence, a comfort in its mechanical repetition. You begin to know the traffic, patterns like you'd know the back roads of your hometown. You feel the lane splits before they come. You lean into turns you can't see yet. And eventually, the road becomes something more than a track. It becomes a mood, a feeling, a way of being still while moving fast. In its quiet way, Traffic Rider reminds us that not every ride needs a destination. Some rides are just for the rhythm of the wheels, the hush of the wind, and the comfort of a road that never ends. All right, friend, that's it for today's adventure. If you had fun, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe, and join our cozy little family. We'll see you tomorrow for more gameplay. Until then, enjoy the rest of the game.